The title of today's training presentation is Why All the Empty Seats. This is part one of the two-part series. For this presentation, the year is 2023. And in this calendar year, I have been a part of the following. I remotely viewed an in-person officiating training seminar from a very prominent officiating organization. I've attended an officiating associating meeting in person as well as remotely. I've attended an officiating training class, seminar, camp, clinic, both remotely and in person. Now, guess what all of these had in common? Yes, besides me, and yes, besides the fact that they revolved around officiating. There were a lot, and I do mean a lot, of empty seats. So you may be asking yourself, are you exaggerating? No, I'm not exaggerating. So why all the empty seats? There were so many empty seats because we are lacking in officials around the world. We have an officiating shortage. So what are some of the reasons for our shortage? Marketing, pay, perks, education and training, behavior and sportsmanship. The same old people are running the joint, and the same old people are in postseason. Camps, and last but not least, politics. For part one of this series, we will talk about marketing exclusively. So earlier in this presentation, I discussed the events that I attended. Here's some of the things that I observed. When I remotely viewed the officiating seminar, there was one female present. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a big, big problem. Two people of color were present. That is a big problem as well. Now, some people may be under the impression that people of color simply means black people or African American people, and that's not the case. People of color describe anybody that's non-white or non-Caucasian. In this particular circumstance, the two people of color were black, and yet that's still a problem. Over 90% of the attendees were white and male. Now, let's be clear here. It's not so much an issue that 90% were white or necessarily 90% were male, but the combination is a problem, especially when there's not more diversity. I would have had an issue if 90% of the attendees were black and male, and so forth and so on. There were few, if any, attendees under the age of 40. When I attended some association meetings, now granted, sports is going to play a large role in the race, age, culture, and gender of our demographics. However, in most cases, the large majority of attendees are male, and few, if any, attendees are under the age of 40. And the same was applicable to when I attended the officiating seminar, where the large majority of attendees were male, and they definitely were few people under the age of 40. All of those things, ladies and gentlemen, from a race, age, culture, and gender perspective, are issues. Just ask the National Association of Sports Officials if you don't believe me. They performed a survey of officials back in 2017, as well as the same survey this calendar year. We're getting older. See, the average age in 2017 of officials that were surveyed was 53, and now it's near 57. Clearly, we're not marketing towards young people, or our marketing is not attracting younger people. Something needs to change. As you can see by the graphic presented, we have officials in track and field average age of 62. In the sports that I currently do, basketball and volleyball, the average age of an official is 57 and 59 respectively. And you can see the average age of officials in other sports in the table. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a problem, because we are officiating people, young people rather, on the average that are a third of our age. Again, let's ask NASA. The two images represent survey results from both 2017 and 2023. So there are a couple of questions we should ask ourselves here. Why are non-white officials as well as female officials disinterested in the survey? Why can't we not appeal to our current officials to participate in this survey so we can figure out the issues in officiating so we can resolve them? But even more importantly, why is the average age of our officials increasing? And why are the majority of our officials white? Why can't we get a little bit more diversity in terms of race and culture in officiating, as well as more women in officiating? Something definitely needs to change. Based on the statistics, we can ask ourselves the following. What image are we promoting about officiating? It doesn't seem to be the most positive image, does it? Now, let's put some perspective on this for a moment. We can appreciate that people that are older are interested in officiating and working with young people and young adults, and are interested in sports and are interested in staying in hopefully great physical, mental, and emotional shape. How can we possibly recruit new officials, especially younger officials, and even retain not only our newer officials, but our current officials? That's what this presentation is about. So, seeing as how we're talking about marketing, can you think of examples of people or companies that market well? Here's some companies that come to mind for me: Apple, Nike, World Wrestling Entertainment, National Football League and the National Basketball Association, DraftKings. What are some examples that you can think of companies or people that are great at marketing? Apple Computer, if you say iPhone, that says it all right there. But you can go on to say iPad, the Apple Watch, Apple TV. I bet you out of all the cell phone owners in the world, probably 1 out of 10 people have an iPhone. And probably 1 out of every 50 people probably have or have had an Apple Watch. I am guilty. I also have an iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, and Apple TV. How does Apple do it? What did they do well such that we are consumers of these products and Apple is number one with these products? Nike. I bet most of you heard these slogans. It must be the shoes. Or just do it. Most people know who Michael Jordan is. Most people know who Kobe Bryant is. Most people know who Serena Williams is. Need we say more? World Wrestling Entertainment. Broadcast can be found on cable TV. It can be found on Peacock. It has a huge following and presence on Twitter and YouTube. I can say the names of these famous people that are either current or former World Wrestling Entertainment alumni, and I bet you probably be familiar with them. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, John Cena, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the National Football League and the National Basketball Association. They have their own channels. Even when the season is over for these particular leagues, they still have news going year round. They market to the point where drafts now come on network television. That was not always the case. They have their own apps and streaming services. DraftKings now partners with 5 professional sports leagues. And their celebrities in their commercials include Shannon Sharp and Kevin Hart. These companies make a lot of money. But why do they make money? Because they're so good at marketing. So what did they do that we are not doing in officiating? Well, first of all, they're consistent in promoting and marketing their products and services. They don't just stop because they're making money. They continue to promote and market through television, radio, internet. And the marketing that they do is constant and consistent. They use celebrity promoters. And when they're not using celebrity promoters in their commercials and advertisement, they use diversity in their marketing. You see people of different races, different genders, different age groups, different cultures. And they conduct research groups and studies, and they put thought into their marketing. So sometimes when you watch commercials or hear advertisements or see advertisements, they're coming from different places, different locations. You may hear different music. You may see different types of people. If these companies have stars or celebrities, they promote the stars of not only the present, but stars of the past as well. And they continue to try to target a diverse audience. So let's analyze the marketing of officiating. I live in Georgia in the United States. So because I referee high school sports in Georgia, we're going to use the GHSA for this particular case in our analysis of marketing officiating. GHSA, for those of you who do not know, stands for Georgia High School Association. So, to the credit of the GHSA, they promote officiating on Facebook. And here are 2 of the images from this calendar year where you can see some promotion of officiating, more specifically attempting to recruit officials. So the time frame that we considered is January to October this calendar year. We counted 14 different occasions where there was a direct promotion to recruit officials. And this particular post, you have the ability to click on the image and it will take you to the website highschoolofficials.com. To the credit of Georgia High School, they also promote on Twitter as well. Again, we considered the identical time frame that we did earlier with Facebook from January to October of this calendar year. We counted 8 occasions where there was a direct promotion to recruit officials. And similar to the promotions on Facebook, the tweet contains a static image and you have the ability to click on said image and it will take you to highschoolofficials.com where you can fill out a survey as well as an application if you're interested in becoming a sports official. What do you think of the Georgia High School officiating promotion from the images and promotions that you were able to view from both Facebook and Twitter? Here's something good that I observed. The fact that they have a presence on both Facebook and Twitter. That's a plus. There are multiple occasions of the promotion, so there seems like there's some consistency in those promotions. That's also a plus. It links to a website where potential applicants can sign up if they're interested in becoming official. So that's a plus. In both men and women are featured in the promotion of these images. So they cover gender. And even though we didn't show all the images, I can tell you that both people of Caucasian and African American descent were both promoted in the images. That's a double plus. Some of the negative. They use images only. I don't remember seeing any video or any audio. On Twitter, we saw kind of a haphazard use of the hashtag becoming official. While it was a plus that both people that were black and white or Caucasian and African American were used, we didn't really see other races and cultures featured. And the promotion itself does not tell someone outside of officiating or someone that has not been spoken to by a sports official the benefits, the perks to becoming a sports official. So did we observe any other good or bad? I did not find the presence of Georgia High School Association on YouTube or Instagram. And my teenage daughter will tell you TikTok and Snapchat are also other medias we may want to consider for younger people. I didn't see many promotions featuring officials interacting with coaches and players. And it's apparent that Georgia High School Association does put effort into marketing officials. How much effort depends on who you ask and whose perspective you're viewing it from. So the big question is this marketing reaching young people? And is this marketing reaching anyone? So the question now becomes, how can we better market officiating? Now, I will say this. One of the problems in presentations like these and in discussions like these, when we're doing analysis, is that many people are quick to point out the things that are wrong, but yet people don't point out the things that are right or the things that are positive, and they certainly don't come up with potential solutions and remedies. That's not going to be a problem for this particular training presentation. In our analysis of marketing, we have some potential solutions that may help us better market officiating. Number one, videos. How about having actual videos featuring testimonials from current officials, video commercials, music videos featuring officials with coaches and players, a more diverse representation in videos. Ladies and gentlemen, I discussed earlier, I have an iPhone. Do you know that iPhone alone has the ability to make outstanding, high quality videos and the ability to not only make the videos, but edit the videos and quickly upload the videos to various mediums? How about a bigger presence on social media? Georgia High School Association, an example that we used in the presentation, did a very good job of being present on Facebook, Twitter. We need to expand this to YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. We need to meet people where they are. This is a time-tested and proven marketing technique that works. So we need to meet people where they are. We need to go to high schools. We need to go to colleges. We need to go to universities. We need to go to festivals, events at parks, carnivals. I'll give you a good example of what I'm talking about. So I have two daughters, 13 and 8. And both my daughters are in Taekwondo currently, and I'm proud to say they are both black belts. Do you know how we found out about the particular Taekwondo school that my daughters go to? We were at one of our favorite parks that we often frequent, and they were having a festival at the park, as they often do. And there was a booth with a tent with a young man, shout out to John Michael Dietz, that was promoting Karate Atlanta Marietta here in Georgia. And my 13-year-old, who was 6 at the time, was instantly attracted to this particular booth. And he spoke with us about Taekwondo. They had a special, at the time it was 5 classes for $20 trial. And we decided what the heck. And we went to the karate school and she took the 5 classes, and 7 years later, she will be a third-degree black belt any day now. And that attracted my younger daughter, who at the time was 2. And she started Taekwondo right before she turned 4. And now, at the age of 8, going on 9 very soon, she's a first-degree black belt. Karate Atlanta Marietta met my kids where they were, at a park. No better example than reaching people directly where they are. Commercials. Radio and television commercials still work, especially during sporting events. We can recruit via commercials at games via a press box announcer. We can have a tent or a booth at the games. Old school advertising still works. Billboards, newspapers, magazines. Advertising in the hard copies and even in electronic copies of newspapers and magazines. Again, let's meet people where they are. How about going to job fairs and employment events? Advertise on job sites. Actually have an in-person and online recruiting fair and event. Ladies and gentlemen, meeting people where they are and speaking with them and listening to them and providing them insight into what we do and the benefits and the perks. There's nothing more exciting than marketing something as wonderful as officiating by meeting people where they are. And now, in this day and age, not only do we have the capacity to meet them in person, but we can meet them remotely as well. The internet gives us a worldwide reach, and officiating must embrace that. How about partnering with officiating organizations on all levels, recreational, high school, collegiate, and professional, and working together to create a universal website dedicated to the recruitment and retainment of sports officials? Podcasting. Podcasting about sports, starring officials. Let's bring people into the world of officiating and give our audience a first-hand view into the world of officiating. Leadership. People are reluctant to join anything unless they can see the opportunities for growth and promotion. We must make sure that current and former officials are in prominent leadership positions to enact positive change for people to see. So how can we market for a better future? A lot of old school ways still works. Meeting people where they are. Festivals, carnivals, job fairs, schools, including colleges, universities, and high schools. Intramurals are big now. My daughter has intramurals at her middle school. Intramurals are huge at colleges. Let's meet people where they are. People still read newspapers and magazines. They still view billboards and listen to commercials. Nothing beats talking to people where they are, be it in person or remotely. In terms of new school, we mentioned this earlier. The internet has a worldwide reach, and we must embrace it. And we must form relationships and partnerships with people not only inside the world of officiating, but outside the world of officiating as well. And when we market officiating to people who are interested, we must be honest with them about pay, perks, benefits, training, and promotion and growth opportunities. We must be honest with people about pay. Money is important to people. People don't want to work for free, and nor should they. We must market good to great pay rates and ensure that eventually these pay rates will increase. Besides pay and great marketing promotion, there must be perks. Discounts on uniform and registration would be a start. Perhaps free counts for first-year officials. We must market the benefits of officiation in addition to pay. For example, maybe free access to sports streaming services such as the National Federation of High School Network. Training. We must ensure that these new applicants, as well as current officials, will have access to quality education and training before game one. Not game one of the season, game one of the preseason. And we must market promotion opportunities on the current level as well as higher levels. People don't want to work somewhere if there's not opportunities for increases in pay, opportunities for promotion, and opportunities for growth. Before we leave you, we would like to give credit to Slides Mania for the use of this presentation template and Unsplash for the use of these images. We would also like to thank the Georgia High School Association for all the work they do for officials, as well as the use of their promotional images in this presentation. Thank you so much for spending part of your day or night with us. Thank you for viewing this presentation. If you like what you see and think we have some good suggestions for solutions and remedies to solve a lot of the problems in officiating, please feel free to share this presentation with your fellow sports officials, your fellow sport official member associations and organization, or your fellow officiating executive board members. Together, we can make officiating something positive that everyone or a lot of people will want to be a part of. Thank you once again for viewing our training presentation, While All the Empty Seats, Part 1. Have a great day, a great week, a great year, and a great season.